Hi, this is Rachel, and if you are looking for the right review materials for your NCLEX examination and Abu Dhabi examination, so this video is the right video that you are looking for. Before I will share to you the best review materials for these examinations, I'd like to impart to you my personal failure turned success story about these examinations. Way back August 2012, I was previously working in Saudi. I started working as an ICU nurse, and when it was already 2.5 years, I started to feel like needle prick pains in my back, and I had my CT scan done, and it was found out that I have some bulging in my L4 and L5, and then I asked for a transfer to another department, and I was transferred to emergency department. So I was working there for 6 months, and 6 months came, and my contract is about to finish. So I didn't renew my contract anymore because I was determined to not renew it any longer, because in my thoughts I have to sit for the NCLEX examination, and I never had an idea before that I can just process the documents for this specific span of time, and I will just wait for my authorization to test, and that I will wait for my scheduling for the examination. I didn't know that. Actually, you can actually do that if you want to just go for a vacation in the Philippines and sit for NCLEX examination in the Philippines during your vacation time. So have someone like have a processing agency like IPASS who can do that certain procedure for you and wait for your authorization and for your scheduling of your examination. And then let me go back to my story. So I didn't have that any idea. So in my thoughts, I really need to resign, or I really need to not renew my contract anymore. So I ended my contract last August 2015, and I had a very short preparation for my NCLEX. I enrolled in a review center on the month of September. With regard to my preparation, I never had any idea what material that I should be using, and I didn't also do my own research. I also didn't have anyone who can coach me that these are the best materials that you can use for your NCLEX examination. So I don't have any idea like that, and so in my thought, the best thing that I can do is just to go and enroll in a review center, and I will be very sure that I will pass because I enrolled in a review center. In my realization, I realized that that is a common misconception to many, because some of them will just enroll in a review center without even knowing about how this examination will be. And that is a wrong way of your preparation for your NCLEX, because NCLEX is difficult. So what I can suggest to you is that if you're preparing for your NCLEX, have your self-study first before you will enroll to a review center. I'm not discouraging you not to enroll in a review center. What my point is that you should have your self-study first, use the right material first, and then use the program in the review center as your final coaching program. And if you are going to prepare like that, I think the result will be different if you will not have any idea about what might come out in your NCLEX and just rely to the review center. So do your own effort first as well. So you must also exert your own effort. So I enrolled in a review center on the month of September, and I had my, I think, 22 or 25 days in a review center, and then I am already scheduled to sit for the Abu Dhabi examination on the month of October. It was the first week of October. And then luckily, I was able to pass my Abu Dhabi examination. So I took it in Pearson View in Manila. And after that, I passed the examination. Of course, my confidence was boosted because I passed the examination. And probably I just got so overconfident with the success that I had that I didn't study anymore the week after I passed my Abu Dhabi examination. And my Abu Dhabi examination and my NCLEX examination was just 1 week apart. And because I was thinking that I will make it to pass my NCLEX because I passed my Abu Dhabi, so I no longer study for that exam. And I was busy processing my papers for my Abu Dhabi application. So the day prior my examination, I went to the recruitment agency for my Abu Dhabi application, and then I wasn't physically arrested prior my testing date. So the same thing that happened on the day of my examination, I was very familiar already with the place, and I was very familiar with the testing center because it's the same testing center that I went to for my CAD examination, and the same procedure was undergone. And then the goal was supposed to be to have your computer shut down at number 75. So I was excited to have that, but unluckily I didn't have that. My computer didn't shut down at number 75, and then after which I was waiting that it will shut down at some numbers after number 75, but 150 came, it didn't. 200, it didn't. 210, 220, 230, and it still didn't shut off. So I was like, oh my god, when this computer will shut off? And it came to the point that I cannot think critically anymore because I don't have any glucose in my brain anymore, and I was physically tired. I don't like to think anymore because I was exhausted already to think and to rationalize on the options that I should have, or which option is really best for this question. So it ended until number 265, and with a total maximum time as well of 6 hours. And I went and I went out of the testing center, and I waited for my result. So 3 days came, and I was very excited to check the result in my Pearson View account. I was hoping that I will pass the examination because of course I spent a lot of money in that certain examination, and I also reviewed in Manila because I am from Davao, so I spent a lot for my dormitory, for my allowance, for my review itself. So I was already thinking that I will pass the examination. So I checked my Pearson View account, and then I was so excited to check it, but then to my surprise, I didn't pass my examination. I failed my NCLEX. And the time that I saw the result, the feeling that I had was like, it was too much painful. It was too much disheartening. And it was a very devastating. The feeling that you don't understand what you will do. You can't understand if you don't understand if you will cry or what kind of feeling that you will feel, because it's the first failure that I had encountered with examination. And I was so frustrated because I failed the expectations of my parents and my family, and I didn't expect that I will fail with the examination. So I cried. Of course, I cried a lot. I didn't eat. I don't have energy to do anything. I don't have any motivation to do anything because I felt that the burden is all in my shoulders. I think it was the end of the world that was in my thoughts. And then I came to realize after 3 days that this is not the end of the world. I failed in this examination, but this is just an exam. And there is still another chance, and I can still do better. But I'm still very desperate to get this examination, and I'm desperate to pass. So what I did is that I picked myself up. I got up from my bed and I picked myself up and started moving on, and started to research on ways on what I can do better the next time around. So I searched the web, and I found out many results upon my research, and I got a lot of materials that I can use. So I exerted my own effort and did, like, if I did 100% of efforts in my first, I exerted 150% of efforts on the next examination, because I cannot afford anymore. Because the very first thing that came into my mind when I failed my examination is where I can get my money again. Like, the expenses that I spent for my first examination was the money I saved out from working in Saudi Arabia. So like, where will I get the money again? Where will I get the money for my allowance and for my review again? It's very difficult. But what was in my thought is that I need to move on. So after I had my research, I gathered everything that I can get and then moved on and started to review again. So I took 6 months of my second review and I used the best materials which I will be sharing to you. And luckily, on my second examination, I already passed the exam, and that was the very fulfilling feeling as well that I felt. Passing the examination made me feel very accomplished because at last I already did this examination. So for this review materials, I will be suggesting to you the one that I used as well as the review materials which our clients in IPASS use, which are effective to them. These materials are effective to me, and these materials as well are effective to our previous clients, to our passers. And also, if these are effective to us, so it might also be applicable to you. So you can use actually these materials. Nobody taught me this one, that you can use these materials when I had my first examination. So the first material that you can use for your NCLEX exam is this Saunders Comprehensive Review Material. This is the 6th edition of Saunders. But you can get the 7th edition, that is the latest one. Its color is aquamarine, and you can buy it in Amazon. There is the one that you can get here in the Philippines. You can actually get it in CNE Bookshop. It's just newsprint, I think. I don't know if they have the hard copy of that, the glossy one. But if you want the colored print, so you can get it in Amazon. I actually don't know how much is the price for the Saunders. But if you really want to order that one, so get the 7th edition of Saunders. What I like about Saunders is that it is very detailed. It gives you very detailed information about the topics that you need to cover for your NCLEX. And there is also the chapter quiz after every chapter. And this is really a good thing for your comprehensive review. So get one for yourself. Get Saunders Comprehensive Review Book 7th edition. Okay? So what you will do with Saunders is that you need to review it cover to cover. Yes, I know that this is too much. This will like have 1,162 pages, including the index. But you need to, of course, do it, and if you need to review it cover to cover. And not just skimming, you really have to understand what is being taught in here, what is being discussed here in Saunders. So the second review material that is also best for your NCLEX preparation is this one. This is the Charities Prioritization, Delegation, and Assignment. And this is the 3rd edition of Charity. So there is the new edition for this. That is already the 4th edition. Its color is purple. I don't know if we have here in the Philippines, but I know for sure that this is in Amazon, and you can order it as well in Amazon. When I first failed my NCLEX exam, and I already researched what I can use for my second trial. The first book that I have known is this Charity. I posted it in my Facebook before during that time, but nobody have known or nobody have suggested this one, and I just ordered it in Amazon for me to have a copy of it. So do it and understand as well how prioritization and delegation is being done. This is very important because 70 to 80% of your examination you might have your prioritization delegation. So the third review material that is also best for your NCLEX preparation is the Klimek audio. Klimek audio is good, and it is also best. It is being recommended by many because it's really excellent, and you can use it on the go as well. Because if you are tired reading these books, so you can just turn on your audio and listen to Mark Klimek's discussion about your NCLEX, for your NCLEX topics. So that is the third best review material, and the fourth best material, which I can really say that I can really personally vouch on this review material. This is the simulation of NCLEX. The material that you should get is that the UWorld. You can get it and you can purchase it in UWorld. That's www.uworld.com. www.u letter U world world.com. That's uworld.com. That is the best material that you can use for your NCLEX preparation. Why I can say best? It's best because of its very detailed rationalization. It will teach you the strategy. How are you going to choose a certain option? Why should you decide that this is the best option for this certain question? And it has very excellent visuals as well, and it's colored, and everything in UWorld is just excellent, I can say. And you can subscribe it. 1 month is $99, in 2 months is $139 if I got it right. So just check it in the web and easily subscribe, easily make an account for yourself and subscribe for that. When are you going to use your UWorld? UWorld can be used 2 months before your examination. If you are already done with these books that I've suggested and the Mark Klimek, you can use UWorld 2 months before your examination. And then what more? So for the UWorld, what you can do also is that you need to finish everything that is in your Q bank. They have more than 2,000 excellent questions with a very high difficulty of questions. So you can you need to finish everything in their Q bank, and then after that you are already done with your Q bank. You need also to go back with those incorrect questions that you had. What you need to do is focus on the rationalization. Do not be bothered about your percentage. You might have 30% of your first examination, and the following will just have be 35-40%, and don't be bothered about that. What you need to do is focus on that rationalization, because your NCLEX will be like very integrated. It is everything is already integrated. What you need to know is to have that certain ability to decide critically that this is the best answer for this specific question, and that is not the right one because of this one. Okay, so that is the best materials for your NCLEX. So first is your Saunders comprehensive review, not the Q&A for your NCLEX. The second one is your Charities prioritization delegation. Third is Mark Klimek, and fourth is your UWorld subscription. Okay, UWorld subscription. You need to pay either $99 or $139. And then if you're already done with that and you are still wanting to enroll in a review center, then go and enroll in a review center, because they will also teach you probably strategies that you can do, and also I can also provide you the intensive coaching. So if you are the type of learner who can learn best in a classroom setup, then go to a review center. Do not hesitate to go. But if you are a type of person who can learn best when you are alone and you are confident that you can make it on your own, for with just a self-study, because there are a lot also of clients who are doing that, so do it as well. So whichever is efficient for you, whichever way that you will follow, just go and choose what is the best thing for your review that you can do. Okay, how about for your Abu Dhabi examination? So for Abu Dhabi examination, what I can suggest to you, because I also took that exam, I can suggest that you can use Saunders Q&A, because they really have a lot of questions in that book, and you need to have a review at least 100 questions every day. You can use other NCLEX or review materials, but also use the latest one. You can also use a Saunders comprehensive review. So it's different. The comprehensive is different with the Q&A book. So you can get both of this one, and then you can also use the Charities prioritization delegation, because it is also being used by some of our clients who were telling me that they have a lot of prioritization on their Abu Dhabi examination. So those are the best review materials that I can recommend to you, and also those are the materials that has been used by our pastors. You can see a lot. You can see a lot of pastors in our Facebook page, that IPASS processing Facebook page, because they are just exerting too much. They're just exerting every effort that they can do to make this examination possible for them. And the message that I want to leave to you is that, first, when you fail at something, it's not the end of the world. There is still another chance for you. Don't be discouraged that you fail at something. NCLEX examination is just an examination, I tell you. Though it's costly, though it will take a lot of your determination, your motivation, your effort, but it's just an examination. So when you fail on that, it's never the end of the world. There is still another time. Probably it's not yet your right timing, or probably you did not prepare, you did not give the best preparation that you can do, or have some time to evaluate as well on what did you do on your first trial, or what did you do on your first preparation. Is my preparation already good enough for that very challenging examination, or I fall short on this, on that? So evaluate on which aspect did you fall short. Okay, so it's not the end of the world. Just shrug it off and just move on. It's not just you failed the examination. There are a lot of examinees who also didn't make it, but they already made it on their second trial. The thing that you need to remember is to never give up, never to quit, because you can do it. Others made it already and others passed it. The second message that I want to leave you is that you need to have patience, you need to have determination, and you need to have persistence and motivation. Patience is because there are a lot of times when you don't feel like studying. There are also times when you are very motivated to study with this examination. So during those times that you don't have any motivation to study, just be patient and just understand that this is the process that you will be undergoing. So take time to study and be patient enough to continue. Be patient enough to persist on this, because it's time consuming. Yes, I understand that because I've been through this one. You need to be determined enough, because you will just have a very short or very little determination, because it's my mother's want to have me take this examination, or it's my auntie's want that she wants to pass this examination. I think it makes a difference when you really want that, because if you really want something, then then you will really exert your 105% of your efforts. So you need that determination within yourself. And then motivation. If you are tired studying, then rest for a while. Sleep if your mind cannot absorb the information anymore. And take time to have a break as well, to gather that certain energy that you need for you to be motivated enough. And surround yourself with positive people who will encourage you that you can do this and you can make this happen. So be motivated, be determined, and be patient. The last thing that I want to share to you, or to leave to you, is that you need to have faith bigger than your dreams. Keep dreaming big dreams, but you need to have a faith bigger than your dreams. Because if we are going to rely on ourselves only, on our own capabilities and on our own abilities, I don't know, because I felt that personally, that I need that divine being who can enlighten me, who can give me strength, the knowledge and wisdom that I need, as well as the divine being who will really make this happen. Pray a lot and give that concern to Him that you want this and you want Him to help you out with this examination. And thank you very much for your time, for giving me time, for giving me the opportunity to share it with you. And I hope that you will listen to my advice, if you want to pass this examination. And I wish you all the best for this exam, and I hope that you will keep doing the best that you can do for this examination. This is for your own good, this is for your own success, and this is for your own future. So God bless, and thank you so much for watching. This is Rachel from IPASS once again, and God bless. Bye bye.